Oh shit.
Let's go back to the President of the United States. It was about an hour and a half ago where this news broke on the set of Fox and Friends, a television show on Fox News, where the president revealed that they had a suspect in custody.
Essentially, somebody who was very close to him turned him in.
Damn, somebody close to him.
Corrected, but I'm just giving, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. A father got involved, namely his father,
Damn.
and said, "We got to go in," and they. So I understand it, and again, subject to change, but you know, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for.
That, of course, there was the President of the United States, as Christine just mentioned this morning, making this announcement. That is information NBC News has now also confirmed with our sources that a suspect is in custody. And in fact, we now know that he is 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. Our Kelly O'Donnell brought us that information just a moment ago, and I want to go back to her now. Kelly, tell us at this point, we have a name.
We
have an
told
age.
y'all.
I believe we know that the suspect is from Utah or living in Utah. Tell us what else we know.
I bet he went to that school because he knew that school too well, y'all.
Well, as we set the scene here for what has been an extraordinary series of events, including the fact that this information was first made public by the President of the United States, that's extraordinarily unusual. The President
He don't usually
describe himself as the chief law enforcement officer in the land. But the victim here, Charlie Kirk, a personal friend of the President, closely tied to his political life. And the President said he had just been informed prior to going on this TV program where he was scheduled to appear. That strikes me because, in part, from our reporting and sources, we know the suspect's been in custody for a number of hours, which suggests to me there was not a knock on the door in the middle of the night at Trump Tower to alert the president that there was a suspect in custody. We'll report that out to see what happens. But he described it as something he had just learned. The suspect himself is described as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, a resident of Utah. As we understand it, there was a connection between the public outreach that law enforcement did by providing photos, then subsequent video, better quality photos. Those are key elements of this because we are told that there was, and the president also affirmed this, that there was a connection made by someone close to the person of interest here, and that allowed them to have this breakthrough. Now, what happens next? All the investigative channels open up. There will be a search of any of his electronics. They will look for things that could connect him for
And we said last night that
any conduct, for
he was
example,
about to get
what would
caught.
tie him to this crime. He would look for things like Charlie Kirk's events are published well in advance. He had a plan for a multi-city tour of college campuses. Was there any interest shown by the suspect in identifying information about where Charlie Kirk was going to be? Are there any links to him? Is there any history of communicating about Charlie Kirk as a public figure, political ideology, all of that? We don't know any motive at this point. We don't know the specifics about gun ownership. That is an avenue that federal law enforcement can now pursue. They had the weapon in custody. That was made public prior to this arrest. And so they are able to look for
I need some
the ownership
smoke.
track. Had this gun ever been used in any unlawful conduct? Anything like that that might fill in a picture. A 22-year-old who, as authorities had said, blended in easily in the college environment. There'll be so much for people of that generation where they live online. So searching for all of his social media, all of his communications, all of his text messages, all of that is now fertile ground for investigators. When we have the news conference, which is somewhat delayed, but that may be a part of some of the investigative steps. Again, because this is a suspect living and in custody, we expect a process toward charges and a trial. So often these investigations happen after a suspect either takes their own life or is killed in a gun battle or those kinds of things. A living suspect means there's an enormous amount of pressure on authorities at the state, local, and federal level to dot all the I's, cross all the T's. The suspect has rights and needs a defense, and so proceeding carefully will be important. The fact gathering that would go on now, expect search warrants to be executed at his place of residence, if he had a job, certainly for his possessions like electronic tools, all of those kinds of things. What it does do is it brings to a close the fear and ache in the Utah community about, is there a dangerous person at large? Authorities will, I'm sure, give some sense that the investigation.
All right, y'all. How do y'all feel about?
We will expect to hear what they say about the
Here we
level of
go.
confidence they have in the suspect and in how he was brought into
Yeah, how did they
their
find
custody,
him? What time did they find him? Where was he at? Was he on campus like I think?
There's no apparent
I know he was still
federal
on.
crime
I know he was still
involved.
close.
Murder is a state offense. And
I don't think he got on the road and tried to run. I think he tried to stay around there.
To expand any potential charges. We're not even at the charging point.
Chime in,
This is a person
chime in.
held in custody, being detained, the potential for interrogation, if interrogation is even possible, he could invoke his Fifth Amendment rights if he were to so choose to do that. So lots of questions, but many new avenues opening up. But as the president described it, someone close to Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old Utah resident, was key to breaking this case. Savannah, Christine?
Thank you so much, Kelly, for all of that excellent information as we wait for this press conference to begin. Stay with us and bring us anything else new you have. I want to bring in NBC News correspondent Aaron Gilchrist. We've been showing him in the corner of your screen right now that FBI update coming soon.
Crazy,
Aaron
y'all
is
still
in
can't
that
believe
room
it.
Awaiting that update, Aaron. As
Justice,
you
let's
said,
get
there's,
him.
Of course, so many questions.
And
Some that
they
could
found him alive.
potentially be answered in the short term by authorities here. The level of confidence for one of them, as Kelly pointed out, that this is the guy they were looking for. How he was taken into custody, what the details were of what happened overnight, and what they're doing to push this forward. What search warrants are being
What up, De Niro?
executed? What are you listening for?
What up, my boy?
From the FBI shortly.
What you got going on
I
today?
think you've laid out exactly the sorts of things that people are curious about at this point. I will say that this briefing was originally scheduled for
Yes, sir. The
Eastern.
Nero spotter is in the
That was
building.
then pushed back to about 9:30. Here it is
How you
now,
feel today? How you feel today?
9:42, and
You
it has
feeling
not
good
begun
today?
yet. We were told by someone who came into the room, a law enforcement official came into the room to tell us that they were being delayed. He wasn't sure when this briefing is going
Y'all
to
make sure y'all
start.
subscribe,
As
man.
Kelly alluded to, I think a lot
We
of
had a
it
good
may be
conversation
related
last
to
night.
making sure that there is clear messaging that can be
I
communicated to the
talked and
public
chat with a
about
lot of
what
nice, cool
transpired in the
people, even though
overnight
some of them
hours.
had
The
different
looking at here was released
different
very
ways
late
of
last
thinking,
night
you
in
know
a
what I mean?
briefing
But we
that
had
was
some
held,
peaceful,
by law
a
enforcement
nice,
officials
peaceful
here.
little
And
debate,
so in between
disagreements
then,
last
and the
night, you know what I mean?
president
But it
making
was
his
all
statements
out of
somewhere at
love.
the 8 o'clock hour Eastern time this morning, this
I wish
person
this
came
world be
into
more out of
police
love
custody,
than, you know.
as Kelly told us from law enforcement sources that she's been able to talk to, as well as others on our team.
We turning up, De
There
Niro.
was someone
Let's
who
go.
saw some of the images, whether it was the video or the photos that were released, saw some of those images and was able to say, I know this guy, and then turn him in.
We knew he was about to get caught, though. Last night we were saying, I knew
And so the
it's going to
question we
be a
have,
matter of time.
were law enforcement officials
There's
at that
too many
point able
people
to
out
get,
here
any sort of statement from him? Has he been
invested
talking,
in this
or as Kelly referenced, did he invoke
for
his
him not to be
Fifth Amendment right
found
not to
real quick.
say anything? And so that's something that we're going to be looking to get an answer to once the briefing does start here. I would expect, as is typically the case, that law enforcement will say there are a lot of things they can't talk about at this point in the process because there is a prosecution to come, and they
I
won't want to
appreciate the likes,
reveal
y'all.
much more than what.
If y'all would like to
And
help
it
the
may
channel
be
out, y'all
more
can donate to my
diverse
Cash App,
than the prosecution that is to come.
SCO910,
But I do think
SCO910.
that
That's
some of the imagery
SCOE
that we've seen up until this point,
910.
and the information that we
Cash
have
App.
about someone being in custody up until this point is something that is helpful for this community.
If I get $20 or more donation, I would write your names on my car.
According to its website, in the state of Utah, there's a 40,000 plus population that attends this university. We know there were 3,000 people in that courtyard listening to Charlie Kirk when that shot was fired from the rooftop behind the crowd as they were sitting in this amphitheater, sort of a bowl as it was described to me, and we haven't been able to see it. Those folks obviously went home traumatized, and there was a bit of fear in the community about the fact that this person was still out there, despite the fact that law enforcement officials have said that they believe this was a targeted attack, that Charlie Kirk was the only person who this suspect intended to shoot. The community knew that a suspect was still out there, and I can tell you, being here on campus, in this building that is just adjacent to where the shooting happened, when you walked around, you could see that there were strollers that had been left behind. There were scooters that had been left behind. We were able to go into a classroom in this building, or in the science building where the briefing is going to be happening. We were able to go into a classroom on the ground floor here, on the lowest level of the building, and see where students had barricaded themselves in a classroom. They pushed tables up against the door, tried to tie the door shut in some cases. There was one classroom where we saw people had left backpacks and notebooks and cell phones and tablets. And I think that speaks to the level of fear that existed here when students in those classrooms thought that there was an active shooter, someone with a gun on the scene here. And so the announcement that we expect to get from law enforcement this morning that someone has been arrested, it is the person that they believe is responsible for the shooting, will come, I think, Christine and Savannah, as a relief to some of the people who are students here and who live in the broader community.
Aaron Gilchrist, we know you'll be standing by for that update for us. Thanks for your reporting so far. Stick with us.
Yeah, again, we're waiting for that FBI update there from Utah. You can see it in the bottom right hand of your screen. Well, we pulled it full, but you can see that we're waiting for that to get underway. And so in the meantime, we're still
I
talking
watched
about
the highest two lowest last night. It was
breaking
good.
news of
The highest two lowest
of
was
the
that.
suspect in custody. I want to go back to retired FBI agent Rob D'Amico. I'm really curious, Rob, about the firearm. We know that it was a rifle, a bolt action rifle. We know it was found, I guess, in the woods or somewhere, away from the scene after the event. And we see these pictures and some of this video of him. How did he get it on the roof and get off the roof? I mean, talk to me about the firearm and the fact this suspect apparently was walking around Central Campus with a gun in his
Is it watch the new movie? Okay, I gotta watch that.
So I'm looking at the video that we saw of him in the neighborhood beforehand where he had a slight limp. Because the videos that they put out, they released yesterday from the ones that you're showing now,
Yeah.
I don't know where that weapon would be.
Right.
Because that backpack is too close to, it's too small to hold that weapon. I mean, you have some very high-tech weapons that can be folded down and such, but you're looking at thousands of dollars for those type of guns. This one, I'm trying to figure out if he had it down his back and part of the rifle was down his leg, and that's why he was limping. The still photos don't show him like that. I'm trying to look at how his legs bent. I myself haven't been a sniper, practiced on getting sniper rifles into hotel rooms and other places covertly, and it's tough because they're so long. So I'm trying to look at these photos of him walking up to the roof, and I don't see it. I don't really see him walking or having a statue that would suggest that, which may indicate he may have put that rifle on the roof a couple days prior, a day prior, knowing that he was going to go up there and have to walk through a big crowd to get there, and didn't want that rifle to be noticed. So that's kind of where I'm starting to think he may have done. And again, they may have video of him that they're looking at from a day prior, if they grab that, putting that rifle up there. But then he leaves with it. It looks like it's covered in some type of towel or some type of device that's covering that rifle, even jumps off the roof with it, which again is not that easy. And then for some reason, he discards it in the woods. I think maybe at that point, whatever he was going to on his escape plan, thought having that rifle, even if it was covered, would be a hindrance to him getting away without someone spotting him. And he may have looked at a location. He may have known that that rifle was going to be recovered. And at that point, he may have wiped it down, trying to take his fingerprints and DNA off that before he left it. Because again, this was a well-planned assassination, even for a 22-year-old. When you look at it, that he did this, he got away, even if for a couple days. So he made known enough. If you watch CSI, you know kind of what fingerprints and DNA can do. He may have wiped that rifle down and then left it in the woods, knowing that the police would eventually recover it. But you can still get it. A lot of times we talked about earlier, even if he wiped the rifle down, did he know enough that was a bolt action rifle, but I think it was magazine fed, which meant it had a magazine of maybe 5 rounds, and then in order to strip the each
Let's
round
go,
off the
y'all. Let's go,
magazine,
y'all.
You have to action the bolt. Did he wipe
We
the
got
rounds
we got 102 in the chat. Let's go. We got 7 likes. Come on, y'all.
And you put it in. And there's many times that we get thumbprints or fingerprints off of small devices that the criminals don't think of. I remember in Iraq, they had recovered a rear view mirror that had the subject's thumbprint because he adjusted the rear view mirror. The vehicle exploded. They recovered the rear view mirror.
Appreciate 8 likes. Let's go.
And when we captured him about 3 years later, we ID'd him that way. So again, he may have touched other things in that rifle he may not know to wipe down, and that's what they're looking for, all those small things. With today's, again, the ability to get to watch TV and CSI and all these other things, you really understand how things are done.
All right. 23% say glad they found the shooter. 27%, 25% say glad they found the shooter. 69% say praying for kids and family. For his kids and family.
But now when the federal authorities come in,
kids and
we have
wife.
investigators, we have people that have done this for decades, that are just gonna really kind of tear things apart.
Didn't agree with the saying. Okay, 6%. What he thinks. Okay, okay. That's cool.
Seemingly have an answer to that. We
You got 9
potentially
likes.
have an answer to that with someone in custody. I think the question pretty quickly on people's minds is why does someone do this?
I'm ready for him to speak.
Walk us through the investigation
Speak,
into a motive,
speak,
how
speak.
the term that you've used I've never heard of before. I think it's a good one. His digital exhaust. What that does in terms of searching for a motive, the people who were close to him, who called it and ultimately turned him in, how they could play into that. What's an investigation into motive look like?
71% said praying for kids and wife. 24% says glad they found the shooter. 5% says didn't agree with the way he thinks.
But he has friends, and maybe the friends weren't.
Well, we don't want to wish death on nobody.
Not
even my worst enemy.
He may have gone to groups. All those interviews that you're gonna do, every time you talk to someone, you're like, well, who else can I talk to that may know something? And they'll give you a name, and then you start going down that road. And then the same thing on the electronic side, where you get a hold of his email. And it may not be something in the email, but you know how you have to verify your email to join certain groups and Reddit and all these other things. And you see an email from, say, Reddit, and then you have a username on Reddit, and then you do a search warrant for Reddit.
Appreciate 10 likes, y'all.
Search Reddit for that username, and you start seeing things that he posted, kind of what he thought maybe anonymously, that start coming back to that Reddit post. And then on Reddit, you find out he referenced something else. Or then you find another email verifying that he downloaded an app. If he had an Apple.
Man, you cannot get, man, I tell you, man, y'all criminals and people who be doing these bad stuff, man, it's getting harder and harder for y'all to get away with these crimes, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, so. You think you might get away with it? Man, they got too much, all this new technology and stuff, man, it's crazy, y'all. They really watching. Y'all know I'm talking about Big Brother watching, man. I think it's bigger than Big Brother now, man. This is crazy. I'm glad they on his tail, though. I'm glad they on his tail. Hopefully they got him in custody. They said Trump thinks they have him in custody, but you know how that goes. We're not gonna go what Donald Trump says right now. We're gonna wait to hear it from the news itself. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna, we're gonna wait till they say, yeah, we got him. He's in custody. They're gonna say, we know who he is. We have him back in the corner. And we're gonna have him soon. Ooh, whoever that dude is, whether it's Tyler Robinson, man, I know he is. Boy, right now, his body is like going into like shock itself. He's scared right now. He's scared shitless. He's scared shitless.
All those are going into the cyber side of things and how they know to look at it. And again, the federal authorities have unbelievable cyber investigators.
Hey man, they really put in that footwork to find this guy. They was not playing. Especially when you got a following like that guy, Charlie Kirk, man. That's like somebody. I'm not even gonna say no. I mean, I'm not even gonna say another name or just to bring up a nah. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Of the search warrants, getting emails and phone numbers, because again, as you know, you join something and you have to verify your phone number through a code or something like that. That may be
They on his tail. They on his bumper.
That you don't understand that you're gonna
Dang, yo.
wind down. And then maybe use laying things on the dark web.
I haven't been so excited to see somebody get captured in my life. Even though I ain't really know what I mean, but yeah, I'm glad they're definitely on this guy.
And again, you don't
Phew.
understand.
And that was quick.
You could actually go back on that
Man.
heart rate.
Hey, might be some of you guys. Hey, and we had somebody in the chat last night who was actually at that event. We had somebody in the chat last night who was actually, I think his name was Enz, I think it was, something like that. He said he definitely was there. He definitely was there when it happened. Hey, can I get that picture later? Hey, can you send me that? Can you send me that? Can you send me that photo you just took? No, I'm playing. Uh-oh.
And they decided they'd take matters in their own hands on a political matter.
It's an absolute huge problem, and we saw that before, like,
Come on.
like again, 9/11. It was a group of folks.
9/11, that's crazy, yo.
Jeez. They would get radicalized in these chat groups at night. And they're, as you know, the former director said, in the basement at night, looking at these chat groups, get radicalized. And ISIS knew when groups talk about things, that's how it gets discovered, and the threat gets discovered, and you start getting in front of it. But if it's just in one person's head, if they're reading these things and they're thinking about it and they want to do it, and it's all just in their head and they're not communicating it to anyone, it's really hard to get in front of and prevent. You may be able to tie things back as we look at it now after the fact, who we talk to, and you can pinpoint this month he's really starting.
All right, 12% say they didn't agree with the way he thinks. 33% say glad they found the shooter, and 56% say praying for kids and wife. Yes. 47% say praying for kids and wife now. Yeah, this shit crazy. Jackson Pulver says, yeah, this shit crazy. Yes, it is, man. They are on him. They got up on him real quick, y'all. Like I say, I think he was like either still on campus. I know he was real close to campus still, because I don't think he like even left the state. Like I said, I know if he was smart, well, a lot of people try to leave the state, you know what I mean? Think like, oh, I'm gonna get on the highway and try to get away, and end up getting caught also. But he thought, I'm gonna stay around campus or somewhere, and they're not gonna look. But nah, they on you, cuz they're not stupid. They on you. He was probably right there at campus. That's why I think he might have been like an ex-student or something. Or, you know what I mean? Something. Look at him, he jumped off. How high was that? Like 13 feet? Did he fall like jump 13 feet or so off that damn roof, whatever he did?
Before he was shot, sitting in the exact same location.
And if he was a heavier dude, he wouldn't be able to do that, I don't think. If he weighed like more than like 200 pounds or so, I don't think he'll be able to hit that ground that light.
He made one comment about the question and then was shot. Not that I'm saying that there was a co-conspirator.
Was he one of them people who be jumping walls and stuff? What the hell?
Ask that question.
He's tripping.
And then I would look at it electronically. Is there any connection to the shooter now that we know who the shooter is with the person that asked the question? It would just happen to be a coincidence. It may be that the shooter
okay.
He was going to be
hung in, put his feet down, don't hang, boom, got the gun. Lord have mercy. Yo, staying in the area might have worked on the regular dude. This dude, he had a following. Yes, he definitely had a cult following, cause that's what I said. He definitely had what's his name? A Taylor Swift following type of thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. That's what I said. Just like when they had the other two people of interest or whatever they tried to talk to, and they was about to give him the blues, you know what I mean? They were like, yeah, please do not harass the people who we thought, yeah, because they were definitely about to start stoning him. So whoever this dude is, he better, hopefully, the authorities really get him before
person had that question.
The community get them, the world get them. You know what I mean?
It's just was it Clinton or
I swear to God.
that question was gonna be asked.
Yeah,
I swear to
and we
God.
don't even know if he could actually hear what was being said on the stage from that far away, what the mic, the PA system was like.
And then last night, somebody in the chat was saying that one of the two people behind Charlie gave the shooter like a signal or something. I don't know how true that was, but somebody talking about it was two people behind Charlie and where he was at speaking, tapped the dude like but did like two hand gestures or something, and boom.
So as a sniper.
And you heard that too? Okay, you heard that too, right? I mean, and I actually watched it last night too. Like we was watching it. I watched it on my laptop also. Like, so I actually like seen that. Like I actually watched that, and it kind of made sense. Like I don't know, it might just happen that way, but yeah, I definitely see like a tap on it, like shoulder or something. And you heard, you know what I mean? So, And you know how it is though. You know that's how they get people. They get somebody to start working from the inside. They get you to start learning with them. You know what I mean? And that's how they end up getting people too. They get people to start trying to go try to like learn up under them and end up.
An NBC News special report as we get an FBI update on the latest of the suspect in custody.
Come on. Hey, shout out to Jackson Pulver for the $1 donation. Appreciate that, Jackson. Hey, that's love, man. I never met you a day in my life. You haven't been in my chat one day in your life, my life either. And you gave me $1 donation, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jackson Pulver, y'all. That's real. Appreciate you. You helping me out. You don't even know it. I appreciate it. No matter how small, how big, you know, Skull down low, appreciate it all. Thank you very much. And I'm also putting people's names on my car when they donate a certain number. When people donate a certain number, I'm not gonna say a certain number, but yeah, when people donate a certain number in my head that I be saying, I also write y'all names on my car. So that's something I be doing. I actually got about 5-6 names right now. So yeah. So shout out to Jackson Pulver again with the $1 donation. Appreciate that. I like your channel, man. I'm gonna send some people your way, brother. Come on, send them here. I appreciate that. Now let me tell y'all, let me tell y'all from last night too, I usually don't be into like, even though he's not a politician, I'm really not into politics and all that. I mean, you know what I mean, but you know what I mean? I definitely had to tap in and I was interested in, you know what I mean, them finding this guy who killed Charlie Kirk, you know what I mean? Because I didn't really watch him, follow him, but I definitely knew of him, you know what I mean? And I definitely appreciate, and I dug how, like I keep saying, like how he got them college kids and had them college kids interested in politics and all that good stuff. I was amazed by that. And that's crazy how I really got tapped in on what he was saying, and they're gonna do something to him like that. That's crazy, y'all. Better get paid, I'll support you, brother. Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, I need the support. I also got merch too. Let me go, shameless plug. I also got merch. I got some merch. I got some merch. You know what I mean? You go check me out. Look, shameless plug. You know what I mean? This is my two hats. This is one of my things right here. My crown. Scroll down one though, you know, two-tone, snapback, throwbacks, and I got that one right there. You know what I mean? Shirts to match. I'm just clowning though. Yeah, we clowning though, but yeah, we got that merch, match the shirts. Hey. All right, let's get back to it. But yeah, they about to find him. I'm with that king in the crowd. Hey, that's what's up, man. Be your own king and build your own empire, man. That's what we about, man. That's what I'm on, man. You know what I mean? That's what I'm on, man. That's my way of thinking. You know what I mean? That is my way of thinking. Yeah, we all royalty, man. Jeez, yo, they got him. They on him. They on his bumper. Pull up to my bumper, baby. Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all, we already at 4,000 views. We almost at 5K views, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure y'all subscribe. And let me tell y'all, we are less than 100 subscribers away from my 5K goal. Hey, look, I just said we almost at 5K views, and I'm like less than 100 away from my 5K goal. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. if all 200 of y'all subscribe to my channel, man, I think I can hit 5K today. That'd be lovely. And I just hit my 10-year on here on YouTube also the other day. On September 10th, dang, that's crazy. On September 10th, I hit my I was on YouTube for 10 years, but I haven't been doing content for 10 years. Shh, be quiet.
We also have with us
My phone.
Utah DPS Commissioner Bill Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks,
get a close up.
Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
We got him. We got him. That like the. All right, y'all. This is it. Let's go. Then we got him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Oh, they got him.
Of September 11th,
They.
a family member of Tyler Robinson reached
Ooh, they said they got him. That's crazy what I said too. They ain't never I said they got him. That's the first thing he said. We got him. Man, you must heard me talking, homeboy.
The incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and senior investigators at Utah Valley University.
Damn.
This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional
Hallelujah.
video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus
Let's
in a
see.
gray Dodge Challenger
Damn.
at approximately 8:29 a.m.
Oh, he was camped
on
out.
September 10th.
He was camped out for a couple
He was
hours.
observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light colored shorts,
So he
a black
switched up his
top with a
clothes.
white logo, and light colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in that conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos.
This
of
is
the
live,
screen.
guys.
Each message was shown by Robinson's roommate.
Live time.
These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages.
Share the live, share the live, share the live. Let's go.
Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's
His family can get a little peace now, you know what I mean? It's not gonna make him come back, you know what I mean? They're not gonna help him forget it, but at least they can relax a little bit knowing.
And need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush. Messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages
Pray
from
for the kids and wife for sure. You
Tyler
already know they
mentioned
yeah.
that he had
They gonna need
changed
everybody. They gonna
outfits.
need everybody to, you know what I mean? They definitely gonna need some support right
I
now.
know there's been speculation
If they
as
didn't never
well
need no
as
support, they definitely need some right now from
the
everybody, from all sides. You know what I mean? From all sides, whatever color you are, red or blue. You know what I mean? They need everybody support. You know what I mean?
And I believe we.
This right here should make us all come together a little bit. You know what I mean? I hope so, man. I mean, I don't know. Like,
So
for
the
real.
area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect
Well, we gotta be
crossed
divided.
over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was
I wanna know what kind of
determined
scope he had on that
to be
damn
a
thing. I know he-
30-06 caliber,
30-06.
caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted
Okay.
on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, What's this question mark? Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, "Catch!" exclamation point.
What the?
Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and a symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing
The hell?
read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
What the hell? That dude had
We
problems.
are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time.
Text Connors. Oh yeah, text. They found them text. They got them text. They got them text. They got them text.
To bring justice.
It's all good, man. Prayers to everybody, man. Yeah, man. They got them though text. They got them.
With sending in tips and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing.
Snitched on him. Yes.
Were able to bring
I mean, you know,
to law
we be
enforcement
talking about
as well.
snitching, but that's definitely something. You know what I'm saying? You would have to say something about. You know what I mean?
Especially
I know whoever.
to
Let me stop
thank
talking.
the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring
Yes.
justice in this
Yes.
case.
Yes.
We will be involved
Yes.
in that justice.
Yes.
We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country.
You say that again.
Day for the state of Utah.
Oh boy. Oh, I thought he said. Oh, it was his dad. I thought he said like his cousin or something. It was like a cousin. It was a family member.
Very dark chapter.
I think he said like his cousin or something like that. I don't think it was his dad though. I think it was like his cousin. It was a roommate or something. I think it was a roommate or something like that.
To the director of the FBI.
Dad. It was dad. Oh, he did say dad.
Thank you, Governor.
That sounded like
This is what happens when you.
a minister. I think. Damn, that sounded like the movie Blow when the mom turned him in to the police.
Partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice.
Hey, well,
To the family of Charlie Kirk in honor of his memory. I want to express.
because y'all know sometimes when these kids used to be doing these shootings in schools and stuff, and then they go talk to the parents be trying to hide stuff. I guess they say, nah, we gonna tell you everything we know what I mean? Yeah.
They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my
His
gratitude.
dad told the minister told law enforcement. Oh, his dad told the minister, and the minister told the law enforcement. Dang. Okay.
Hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain
His
role
dad
to
used.
play.
Oh, his dad used to be a cop too. Oh man, minister broke the confession. I mean, he broke the confession code. But look, man. Like I said, sometimes you're going. Sometimes, you know what I mean. You gonna have to break that, man, because I don't think the minister want to live out. You know what I mean?
The FBI agents arrived on scene in
Hey,
16 minutes.
man.
Chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured
Look,
the scene.
the father told the minister because the dad didn't want to tell on the son, so he told the minister. The minister, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams.
Minister
We also
is not a
utilize
priest.
these assets to go back and forth from the East
Oh,
Coast
well.
to Northern Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence.
Damn. In the confession, they can tell it's a murder. I think there's something on that. Don't piss me off, Adam.
The ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI.
Yeah, don't piss Tex off, because Tex, you know what I mean? Tex come for your head.
Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10.
Damn. Oh, somebody got that 100K.
Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night. At approximately
They found him. Yes, they found him, Krista Jackson.
At my direction, the FBI
What's up, Ron Michaels? Yeah, Krista. They found him.
We also released.
Tex so scary. Hey, Adam, I'm trying to tell you, that ain't what you want, Adam. That ain't what you want, Adam.
The suspect was taken.
That ain't what you want, Adam.
Local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government
and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period.
Let's go.
And I want
They
to
got
highlight
his
what Governor
punk.
Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media.
The media.
And you, the public.
Let's go.
That's why we went so public,
Thumbs up to
so
everybody, y'all.
fast, and we're so transparent.
Thumbs up, y'all. That was good, y'all.
The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly.
It took everybody.
And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver it to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure to the director of the FBI. There is no better.
I just know it was on 9/11. It definitely was on 9/11. Dad had him turned in to save his son's life. Yeah, because they was gonna get him.
Along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas.
It was definitely gonna get him.
Headquarters component in Quantico all participated in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions. And we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved.
I was about to say, it was close though. Like, man, you know.
Lastly,
It's still, you know what I mean? It's still.
rest down, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case.
We back.
Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public.
Swag. Call her Subway the way her foot makes me long. What's up, Swag? YouTube is censoring me, Scope. Why they doing? Why they censoring you? What they doing? How they censoring you? They ain't letting your stuff go through? How text? Hold on, oh they are. Let me see, okay. Let me see. Charlie was wearing.
And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us.
He was wearing he was wearing the vest?
So thank you,
And he went for the head?
everybody
Damn.
who stepped up. We've had
Was he wearing the vest? I couldn't tell he had a vest on.
Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General of the
It
Department of
ricocheted?
Justice,
Damn.
and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Damn it.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person.
90 minutes of sleep. Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's it.
I get the microphone.
Ooh, went straight to it.
If you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are.
Yo, and I definitely got that video of when it happened too. That was crazy.
But I think it's important that we wide open understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard.
I mean,
Say, well, why are we
he was.
so invested in?
I feel bad for anyone trying to eat spaghetti that day.
Violence happening all across our country.
Fuck you,
Violence
YouTube.
is tragic everywhere. And
I see your stuff. I don't know why they censoring your stuff.
A child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the.
All right, the poll says 13% say didn't agree with the way he thinks.
Of Charlie Kirk.
31% say glad they found the shooter. 55% say praying for kids and wife.
It is an attack on all of us.
No,
It is
they
an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are.
Tyler Robinson was a radical left-wing nut.
And who we could be.
Sometimes I feel like a nut. I knew that old man didn't do it. Yeah, that was messed up how they had the old man all hemmed up. Yeah, yeah. I wonder why they had him. I wonder he must be saying something crazy after he got hit.
Freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents. In having his life taken in that very act makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Even, especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours,
They try to paint us as gun-holding morons, but the left is deleting people on the right.
as sad as I have ever been.
Let's go. Believe in yourself, guys.
It was
Go get it. Go get it.
Brink. It was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those, and specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths.
The youths.
Right? Young people
He
loved
reached him.
Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence.
Okay.
He said the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much.
You right about
A few
that one,
months
though.
ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement being able to have reasonable agreement where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option.
Man.
But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now.
You're right.
Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened.
Hit them likes.
That person is now in custody.
They found the shooter.
And will be charged soon. And will be held accountable. And yet,
Got his
all of
ass.
us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. You know, this bad stuff happens.
It does.
And
It does.
for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way
I knew somebody.
Because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, "Hey, we don't do that here." And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here, and it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights. There was no rioting, there's no looting, there were no cars set on fire, there's no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes. Because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate.
Did he take a shot at black people for a white on white crime?
But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country, and he said, "I'm not optimistic." He said, "I hate optimism." God, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He said, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful.
He was killed because he charged. He changed his position on Israel and Ben Shapiro show on the Ben Shapiro show.
It's the idea that good things are going to happen because we can.
Is that right?
So I still believe in our country.
Let's see how they feel about that.
And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that
Let me see if somebody won't feel about that one.
Evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Boy, they got $1 million of them. Damn.
A suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Adam Robinson.
I cannot speak to that.
How do you interpret the engravings on casing?
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist." There's not, and by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself.
Can we talk about this level of hatred that was expressed? Beyond that, is there anything in your view that you discovered that may have radicalized or changed the problem?
There's nothing more that we can share at this time.
Governor, you indicated that you've been communicating with a friend on Discord about the gun. Do you anticipate any more arrests?
At this time, we don't have any information that would lead to any additional arrests.
Do you believe you acted alone?
Yes. But the investigation is ongoing.
Can you talk more about the family, what they had to say about the suspect?
No, we can't speak on that. But
Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning.
oh, there you go. What the hell?
Taken into custody. That his family.
Vote for Pedro.
And a friend.
Vote for Pedro looking ass. Get your ass out of here. He was too big of a voice for a white young conservative movement to get their youth to change their view on Israel is crazy. Trump and the Tagio who tweeted about the issue at 3:02 p.m. at the same time.
Where we are right now.
Same time.
Can you talk more about what the family is saying?
I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah. How we obtained the gun. The gun was found here. So I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. Well, it's actually the city of Washington in Washington County.
Oh wow, they voted to not release Epstein list. Yeah. I heard that.
Yes, in fact, it was just released. Yes. I can't answer that.
Look at him, man. Vote for Pedro looking ass. Get out of here.
I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history, yes. The question is what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? Look, I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature, this feels a lot like the late 60s.
Okay, I don't want to say anything else. I don't want the mysterious accident happen. Go ahead.
In all of our hands and in all of our
Nah,
pockets.
man.
We are not wired as human beings biologically. Historically, we've not evolved in a way.
Anybody gonna mess with you, Bobby?
Capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. There are
Say that
it's
again.
happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, we're getting together. The Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion tonight, last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be. I mean, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until.
Let's just focus on Bud beating Camelo tomorrow night. Let's go. Oh, you got your money on Bud? Ah, hell. De Niro, you still in here, De Niro? Hey, De Niro, who got your money on, De Niro? Who you got your money on tomorrow? Oh shit, I got a football game to go to today. I definitely got a football game to go to tonight, and I'm watching the boxing match tomorrow.
Clarify that the release of those enhanced images at 8 p.m. the timeline that Roger Patel gave us led to the arrest at 10 p.m. Is there a direct connection?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is
I got my VA check on it. Okay, I know that's right.
Came to know that this had happened.
Hey, thank you for your services, man. Thank you for your services, man. Hey, you know what? I work at a veterans home too, the brain. I work at a veterans home, so that's what's up, man. I work at a veterans home. I look after a few veterans, you know what I mean? That's what's up. That's what's up.
On the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when
For two different places, so that's what's up, man.
When he was
That's
arrested,
dope.
the clothing.
Thank you for your
matched the clothing
services.
on before the shooting.
100% too? That's what's up. Damn. And how long did it take you to get your 100%? Did it take you a long time to get yours? And that's one thing too. That's one thing. I know what I mean, because I have brothers-in-laws in the military. 6 months. Okay, that's good. Because it takes some of them. They don't get 100%. Like I know some of these veterans that I work. You know what I mean, where I work at. Like some of them like 70, 80 years old. Some of them like 30, whatever. But some of them like just now getting their 100% disability after they've been served all these years. Like it's crazy. They pick and choose who they want to give it to. I guess I don't know. And my brother, it took my brother a long time to get what he needed. You know what I mean? And he served like a Desert Storm. And he just now, you know what I mean, getting some discipline. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's crazy. And I'm, you know what I mean? That's something else though. But that's what's up. You got 100%. Congratulations.
So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's
Sir,
family
there's a storm. He
as,
just not getting. They don't know how to calculate their condition in terms of being service connected. Okay.
All right, that was the governor of Utah, among other officials, including the FBI director, announcing that a suspect is in custody, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah, and we've learned a lot in that news conference.
Vote for Pedro, looking ass. I keep saying it because that's what he look like.
This morning.
And he look familiar though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That dude looks kind of familiar, like I've seen this dude before. I don't know why, but he looks familiar.
Authorities became aware of this person, and it sounds like someone turned him in. A member of a family, the suspect spoke to a member of family, who reached out to a family friend, who called the sheriff's office.
That's exactly right, Savannah, consistent with some of the reporting we were hearing earlier this morning. And the information, according to the governor, is that this person said that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information
Lord have mercy.
Relayed to police.
Getting too comfortable. Yeah, I did it, man. I got him. Yeah. Don't tell nobody. Yeah, right. Nobody can't live with themselves like that, knowing that you done unallow somebody on national TV in front of the dang on world. And then some. Is you crazy? Oh yeah, he definitely was crazy.
Well, they said that when investigators in the early hours of this morning arrived at his home, apparently he was wearing the same type of clothing that he was wearing when he arrived at the campus on the day of the shooting. On top of that,
imbecile.
Of his, who he also had been messaging, and the messages referenced the weapon specifically, referenced the fact that it was wrapped in a towel. That's something investigators have been telling us about. The fact that it was in a wooded area, and that there will also be engravings on the casings of the ammunition.
And a scope on top of it.
And a scope on top of it, all consistent with the information we've been hearing for the past several days, and now the governor and investigators saying, no, in fact, it's one and the same thing.
It sounds like all but a confession to the roommate as well, although the roommate thought it was a joke, according to the investigation.
Yeah, right.
Initially thought it was a joke, and now investigators think it's anything but.
Let's talk a little bit more about these casings, and maybe we just try to characterize some of what the investigators claim that they found, while we try to figure out exactly what was meant by some of these casings and what was inscribed on these casings.
Sure. So top line on this is that there's a real anti-fascist sentiment that's consistent with some of the information that we learned in the press conference. And apparently recently, this individual, Tyler Robinson, had been talking about the fact that they had an issue with Kirk and had become become more political recently. According to the information shared at the press conference, these engravings reference a whole host of things. We're still in the process going through it, but like I said, he says in one spot, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch. In other words, to catch the bullet is what is referenced. The governor clarifying that later. There were a number of unfired casing rounds, one saying, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao." There was another message referencing a
Too much time
reference to
with
law
him.
enforcement. So, look, putting it all together, we're going to need to do a lot more research as far as the specific ideology here, but it's clear, and again, according from what the governor said, that Robinson apparently mentioned
I'm
to
going to
a
get
family
me a
member,
beef,
family
bacon,
friend,
egg, and cheese
that
on
Charlie
hard
Kirk
roll.
was coming to the
It's
university.
white people
They
beef.
talked about why they didn't like him, and the
Hey, I need me
viewpoints that
some
he
grub
had.
too,
The
man.
family
Shit,
member
send me
also
some.
stated Kirk
I
was
need
full
some.
of
I need
hate
some
and
breakfast
spreading
too.
hate. Again, all of that coming from the
White people
governor and
beef.
officials at this press conference.
We don't know whether, it appears from our initial searches that there's not a criminal record here for this individual. We don't know a lot about his background, but we've talked a lot about that single deadly shot that was taken from a distance of 200 yards, which would suggest some experience with firearms.
Certainly some experience with firearms. Nobody just buys this gun, sets up on the roof, and is able to conduct a shot along the lines of what people are told in military and law enforcement training, which is high center mass. And that's exactly, unfortunately, what we saw earlier this week. So I think we are asking questions if there is a military record here. We are asking questions about his background. To your point, Savannah, there's nothing that sticks out as far as a criminal record. We're able to see those generally pretty quickly, but sometimes those records can be held under seal too. We'll want to look for that.
But Tom, your team has been able to determine that there was a connection between this 22-year-old and the campus itself.
Yeah, apparently we have some information in that he may have attended at least one semester there, and we're going to try to get some more information on that as well, Craig. Again, though, it doesn't seem like he had any specific issue with the university. The family member talks about the fact about Charlie Kirk, this becoming more political in recent years. We did get some additional detail on the rifle. It's a Mauser Model 98 36 caliber bolt action rifle. The question I would have is, did anybody buy this for him? Could that have been an illegal purchase?
Is this like a hunt for those of us who aren't,
Sure.
and I'll confess, I don't know a lot about this kind of weaponry. Is that the hunting rifle?
It is a hunting rifle. It's the exact type of rifle that you want to use for long distance hunting, very stable to carry out a shot like that. I do want to note the governor said we do not believe that there'll be any other arrests at this time, noted that obviously the investigation is ongoing and we should see the specific charges as early next week. Of course, there could also be federal charges here. We'll just have to see what develops over the coming days.
All right. Tom Winter, it would seem as if investigators have spent the last 24, 48 hours just using a lot of video evidence to build this timeline.
Yeah, it does seem like it's all derived from the timeline at this point and from the video. Obviously, that helps them make the case. A bit of a troubling trend out of this. You know, we saw it with Luigi Mangione, according to our reporting. The recent shooting in Minneapolis at a church there involving school children, and now Tyler Robinson. According to all the reporting we've put together here, this is now another incident where somebody's been engraving things on shell casings, really speaking to that message and people following what Mangione did.
We're following this breaking news. 22-year-old suspect Tyler Robinson of Utah in custody. You can find more on our streaming channel and on NBCNews.com.
Tom Winter, thank you. Morgan Chesky, thanks as well there in Utah on the ground for us. We are going to return most of you now to the Today Show. I'm Craig Melvin alongside Savannah Guthrie.
All right, guys.
And this has been an NBC News special report.
Okay. Woo, that was intense, guys.
As you just heard there, we've been listening to law enforcement officials from on the ground there in Orem, Utah. State and local officials providing an update on the alleged shooter of conservative activist Charlie Kirk on the campus of Utah Valley University.
Utah
after
Valley.
taking the suspect into custody just
All right.
hours ago. The gun announced and identified as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. They're looking right now.
Okay. I'm about to go outside and put my foot in the grass. You know what I mean? I'm about to walk outside and put my foot in the grass. Put your foot in the grass, y'all. That's where we gonna go in nature. Yep, there you got him. I think I need to cut my grass today anyway. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Mhm. Yeah, man, they got him, y'all. They got him, they got him, they got him. Y'all don't mind me. So this is what I usually come out here and do. I usually be outside chilling. So, you know what I mean? I like to come out here with my son, which the truck's in the way right now, but you know, I like to come outside, relax. You know what I mean? That's what I like to do right here. Sit outside, enjoy the outside. Nice sun. Actually, the sun's on the other side. What you dig, you see. Listen to the birds and stuff, you know? Be outside with nature. Peaceful. That's what I like right here. Peacefulness. I don't like all that ruckus. Rah, 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 rah. Nah. You hear what I hear? Too much of nothing. Why can't the whole world be like this peaceful and calm all the time, right? We pray for it. One day, one day, one day. Feels good too. 73 degrees out here in North Carolina. Down here in North Kakalaki. Oh yeah. Again, go check out the merch. Go check out the merch. Let's see if we get another hat on now. Get the hat on now. Hey, I appreciate y'all who all subscribed today, man. I think we like less than 80. We 80 subscribers away from We are like less than 80 subscribers away from 5K, y'all. So I'm gonna say thank you to all my old subscribers, my new subscribers, and all my soon-to-be subscribers. Hopefully, there's some of you guys on here today. Yeah, we almost on the road. We on the way to 10K too, but we're about to hit that 5K. Hopefully, within like 4 days. Hopefully, I get. You know what I mean? About 4 days, I'll be at 5K. I'm gonna say about a week. Hopefully, about a week, I'll be at 5K. I appreciate them likes. We got 50 likes. Hey, we got 50 likes, 104 people in the chat. I like that, yo. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I think 50 likes is the most likes I ever had. And this right here today, this is the most people I had in my stream today. I think we had like, well, last time I checked, I'm outside now. I'm not by my computer. But last time I checked, I think we was maybe like at 12K views, maybe. That's crazy. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate you guys, man. But it is quiet right now. But yeah, I got a football game to go to tonight. My nephew having a football game. I gotta go to his football game tonight. And tomorrow we're gonna watch the fight. We're gonna watch that fight tomorrow. Canelo and Bud, you know what I mean? Got the fight tomorrow, football game today. I don't know if I'm gonna go live tonight or I'm just gonna do a video. I might just do a video tonight while I'm there. I might go live a little bit, but I know I'm probably get a little video in of the football game. I ain't had no footage of the football game in a minute, so I might get some little footage. Definitely gonna get some footage. I know my nephew wants to see his I know my nephew wants to see his game on my YouTube channel anyway, so I gotta look out for a nephew. You know what I mean? It's his senior year. So I'm gonna get him on my channel. I'm gonna get him on my channel tonight. You know what I mean? Get him some nice little highlights today, you know what I mean? With the rest of the guys. So you gonna have to show up tonight, nephew. Unc gonna be in the building. You already know School 910 gonna be in the building. And let me tell you, the other day I went to this restaurant by my house, right? and it was a young female in the drive-through, and she was looking at me kind of weird, right? You know how somebody look at you and you be like, damn, they act like they know me from somewhere, and I'm thinking to myself, you probably know me somewhere, but she kept looking at me. She was like, I know you from somewhere. I was like, do you watch YouTube or something? Like she seen me on YouTube. She was like, she was like, she was like, she was like, go 911. She was like, I go with your nephew. I said, what? I said, yeah, with your nephew. I'll be watching you with your nephew. I said, oh, yeah. She's like, you know something? So I said, that's my nephew. But yeah, it's funny though. So yeah, I ran into my nephew's little girlfriend on the humbug. I'm like, why is she looking at me? I'm thinking like, why this girl looking at me like that? Like she know me, but I guess she did know me. But that was funny though, y'all. So I'm definitely gonna be at this football game today. Even though the team he played for is not the team I went, who I root for. But that's my nephew. I went to a different school in high school. You know what I'm saying? We represent a different school. But since my nephew go there, I'm gonna go support my nephew. You know what I mean? Yeah, that part. That part. It's all good though. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear tonight though. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna wear. I don't know how cool it's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be cool tonight though. It's gonna be my damn first football game of the season. My first one of the season. Hey, look, y'all. So we get this YouTube up running. We're trying to rebuild this rebuild. I'm trying to get my old school on the road, y'all. Not the Acura, but you know what it is. Subscribe, Scope 910, YouTube, Instagram. But we need to get the old school on the road. That's the project right there. The stadium I built Riviera. Soon as we get YouTube up and jumping and rolling, we're gonna get that baby back on the road. First got to finish under the engine, and then we're gonna get the paint. Under the engine, under the hood, and then we're gonna get the paint. I don't need that much that much still under the hood. I just need a little more thing. Like I need a whole steering column. You know what I mean? Gotta get my steering column right. I'm gonna change out the carburetor. I need to change out the carburetor. I already put a radiator in it. I want to change out all my wires and stuff. Yeah, I need to get all. You know what I mean? I need to get all my wiring like redone. You know what I mean? Updated wiring. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. Big 455 in that thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep everything. I'm gonna keep the engine in there, but I just need my wire and everything dipped up. I'm gonna have that thing in some car shows. Watch what I'm tell you. I'm gonna have that thing in some car shows. For sure. This way. When I get my money right, oh, get money, baby. Where you barking at, Lucky? How you barking at? What? Double tap, double tap. What we on. I still hear me talking, guys. Oh yeah. And I'm waiting on the package today too. That's what's up. I got a package coming in today. I got one of my homies down in Georgia. He's sending me one of his homies down there. They does merch, and he's sending me a couple little mock-ups. Not mock-ups. I ain't gonna say mock-ups. I'm not sure, but I gave him something to make me some little merch. And I'm supposed to be getting in today, so I'm gonna be doing like a reveal of, you know what I'm saying, revealing of maybe some of my new merch I'm about to be having. So I definitely forgot I'm waiting on that package. Well, it's coming today. No, man, it should be. It is coming today. I'm just waiting on that. Waiting on that package. Free Tory Lanez. Man, what's up, BP? No free Tory Lanez. I thought he was out. They still beating up on him. They're still beating up on Tory Lanez. Hey, I ain't gonna say. I look-y feel sorry for that dude. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for that dude, man. Man, he shouldn't do what he did though. But damn, they ain't got it. They shouldn't have to goddamn jug him up like that. Let me see, fix you.